Good morning, CanFit Pro. So excited to be here with you today. My name's Melissa Maloney, and I work for a company called GoFogit. I'm the Vice President of Sales and Operations, and I'm super excited to be here with you today. Coincidentally, I actually come from the fitness industry. I worked in the fitness industry for over 20 years, and I'm very happy to be able to support you through your reopening plans and your stay open plans, and to make your members and clients feel really good about coming back. What I want to talk to you a little bit about today is I want to tell you who we are and what we do. I want to talk you through just a new program that we have that I feel really strongly will help your clients and your members feel good about coming back, while at the same time saving you some time and some money, which right now I know is critical. And I also want to give you some answers to some top disinfecting myths, let's call it, so that you leave here with some information as well. So really hoping that not only do you learn a little bit about who we are and how we can help you, but at the same time, you're also going to leave obviously with some information in your hands that you can put into action today to help ensure that your clubs and your studios or your boutiques are set up and ready to go. So that said, our mission at GoFogit is to reduce the impact of COVID-19 on businesses while rewarding brands like yourself for investing in healthy practices for their employees and customers. So at GoFogit, it is about helping you as a business reopen, stay open, and tell your customers the story of what you're doing. And that's something that's super important to us. As we go through this, I'll talk to you about a few other things that are important to us as well, that make sense for you and for the industry. And hopefully by the end, you'll leave with some information and some solutions that will help you feel really good about reopening. So all of you belong to CanFit Pro. You all have a certification that you took, potentially 3 or 4 certifications that you took to be identified as a fitness professional. Ultimately, that's what we at GoFogit are doing. So if you think about the certification process right now, the information about fitness is out there and it's available to everybody, just like cleaning and disinfecting. However, if you were to go and have to look for all that information on fitness and health and well-being yourself and compile it all into the days of training that CanFit Pro gives to you, in that compilation, that would take you a lot of time, it would take you a lot of energy. You'd have to sift through and decide what's accurate, what isn't inaccurate, and all of those pieces. You have experts who do that for you and bring that information to you in a more concise fashion, making you the expert down the road. At the same time, if we look at it just from a certification standpoint, again, CanFit Pro, you guys are identified as fitness professionals with that certification. There are other people out there who train and work people out with no certification. That certification elevates the status of who you are and what you do because it puts validity to it. Ultimately, that's what we're doing with our training and certification. So we're going to take your space that you know best, and we're going to take our expertise when it comes to disinfecting, when it comes to cleaning practices, when it comes to all of those aspects. We're going to teach you that information so you don't have to decipher what's right and what's wrong with all the information that's out there. We're going to teach you the best practices. And then we're going to give you the marketing piece, the badge, that certification for you to be able to tell people, I do this and I do this to a different standard than everybody else. And that's ultimately what we've created with GoFogit and with our GoFogit Certified Facility certification. What we want you to be able to tell your customers is that you act at a higher standard when being GoFogit certified. It sets you apart from others because it does show that you've invested in the proper learning, you know the proper pieces, and with that knowledge, you're able to execute more efficiently and properly within your space. And we want you to be able to market that and tell people that and show people that, because that's the type of thing that's going to make people come back, right? We want to, there's so much information out there And the reality is, I had a conversation yesterday with somebody, and that person was looking at a chemical that they wanted to use within their facility. The chemical contains bleach, but it didn't say it contained bleach. It just, the chemistry makeup of it included bleach. But that extra step to have to do the research of what is the chemical makeup of this main compound, that's not a step that you should have to take. That's not a step that you should need to take. We can help you with that. So those are the types of things that I want to support you with, and GoFogIt wants to support you with, because I know how critical it is for you to stay open and for you to have your customers coming back. So I want you to look at this and think about what we're trying to do, and the business needs that we're trying to support are a few different things. So the first is, we want to make sure you have accurate information and strategies that make sense for your business. So if you think about your space, if you are a 1,000 square foot boutique, it's going to be a completely different need than, say, a 5,000 square foot studio space or a 10,000 square foot fitness space, and definitely different than if I'm a 40,000 square foot mid-sized large facility. And so we want to make sure that we create the right plan for you and for your space. It's going to be different if you have equipment versus if you don't have equipment. It's going to be different if you have multiple people in versus having one person in at a time. And I can help and support you through that, and help make sure that not only are you hitting the provincial standards for what you need to achieve, but that you're actually going above them. And I can help support what would make the most sense for you in this process. The second piece is, it is that third-party certification that helps to identify you and your business as having higher standards. Anybody can print the sign that's on the website and put it on the door and say, these are our COVID rules. And anybody can do that. So what we want to do is distinguish you as doing more, distinguish you as doing the right things, distinguish you as having the proper information to ensure your members and clients are safe, that you have that higher standard. The final piece of that is, we want to give you the marketing materials so you can visually tell that story, right? We want to help you be able to have a piece for your website or for your social media that shows that you're going above and beyond. We want to make the video footage of you going through the training so people can see it. We want to help with giving you the visuals for your tables within your club, the sticker for your window, all of those pieces. A note on our website saying that you're a certified facility. All of those pieces that help, again, you and your facility and your studio, your space, to stand out as having that higher standard and being a certified space. The other awesome thing is if there's one thing we all know about everything that's going on right now, is that nothing's staying the same. It's changing constantly. So I want to help you by being that ongoing education and support. As we're working right now with top researchers at the University of Toronto, we're working with top health and safety experts at 3M. And as things evolve, our information will be pushed out to you as a certified facility, so that you have up-to-date information, up-to-date resources that you can give to your members and clients so that they know what's coming to them. On top of that, at the same time, if you need support, we're here for you. You can reach out, we can help support you through that. That's part of being one of our business partners and part of being one of our certified facilities, is we're here to help, okay? So I promised that I wanted to give you some basic information that you can use as a starting point for some of the things you should need to be considering right now, whether you're working with us or not. So this has nothing to do with working with GoFogIt, okay? This is for you to take a few things back to help, because the reality is people are getting more and more educated, and so people are starting to watch for things. So I want to give you a few things that you should be looking for and you should be doing to help create that confidence in your clients and in your members. So the first thing is the difference between cleaning and disinfecting. So if you look at your label, I happen to have a bottle here of no name Lysol wipes, disinfecting wipes. So if you look at your label, on the label, you're going to see a difference, and it's going to talk to you about cleaning and the directions for cleaning. And then it's going to give you different directions for disinfecting. The reality is this. Cleaning is the removal of dirt and debris. It doesn't actually kill virus and bacteria. Virus and bacteria being killed and the spores being killed, that's disinfecting. They're two different levels. So in order to clean, you might spray and then wipe. That would be cleaning. You're removing surface, dirt, and debris, okay? But in order for every chemical to actually disinfect, it has what's called a dwell time. And that dwell time is how long does the surface need to remain wet in order for it to actually kill the virus and bacteria on the space. How long is that dwell time? So if you read the back of a container, most over-the-counter, most store-bought disinfectants are a 10-minute dwell time. So that means in order for them to hit that 99.9 or 99.99, whatever that number is on the label, in order for them to hit that number, it's got to stay wet for that long. Otherwise, you're just cleaning the surface, okay? You're not actually disinfecting. So different chemicals have different dwell times. So you need to read your label so you know how long you actually have to leave a surface wet in order for it to kill the virus and bacteria, okay? The second thing is I want you to take into account with the disinfectants you're using the impact of things like pH levels. So again, every disinfectant has a pH level, and you should be looking for one that is closest to neutral. The reason why you need to consider this is because there's a few different things to consider. One is the impact on your equipment in your club. So the more acidic a product is, the more corrosive it is. So if you think about your treadmills, if you think about even your stability balls, things like that, they're made out of a material that can corrode. They're made out of a material that can be damaged. So if you're using a really acidic disinfectant, you're going to cause that material to break down faster. If you think about how often, the frequency we're disinfecting now, we're doing it probably 100 times more than we ever have in the past. And so if you're spraying that really acidic product over and over and over and over and over again, it's going to start to wear down the surfaces and even wear down the metals of your equipment in your space. So knowing that and considering that, we need to not think just about right now. We need to be thinking about the long-term impact of that. We need to be thinking about what the cost to you is going to be if a year from now your equipment's broken down. A year from now you've got things that you have to start to replace. So I want you to start to consider that. Even the leathers on your stretch tables, the leathers on your massage tables. Okay, those are the things you want to consider. On top of your equipment, though, you also want to consider the impact on your people and yourself and the environment. So you really should be looking for that product. Typically, those of us in the fitness industry, we're quite conscious and quite sensitive to the environment and to taking care of people. That's why we do what we do. And so I really do want you to consider, is the product that you're using biodegradable? Is the product that you're using safe? What would happen if somebody inhaled that product 10, 15 times a day? What's the result of that? And really look for those opportunities to potentially look for a disinfectant that has less of an impact on your equipment, your people, and your environment. So as neutral as possible, okay? And usually you can just Google the pH level of the disinfectant name of the major chemical. You should just be able to type it into Google to get that level, okay? The third thing that I want you to consider is that when we're talking about fogging or electrostatic spraying, both are just a means to distribute disinfectant more efficiently and more effectively, and ideally save you money. So you can 100% still manually clean, and manual cleaning works. What's important is what disinfectant you're using in that situation, because if you're going to manually clean, you're going to need to get the surface and have it wet for a certain period of time. Obviously, if you're trying to do it efficiently, you're going to want something with a lower dwell time. But keep in mind, some of the things with lowest dwell times, i.e. bleach, that chlorine has a really low dwell time. It kills fast, it kills almost instantly. But what's the damage that's going to be done to some of your things? So you got to find that balance. So what fogging and spraying do is you're putting the disinfectant into a machine. That machine is helping to get the disinfectant out, one, more evenly distributed, two, more efficiently. It takes way less time than if you were to sit there and go squirt, 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 let it all sit and then wipe it all down, right? And It also helps you save money in the long run because you're using less disinfectant. We all know this isn't going away anytime soon. So if we're looking at long-term costs, there is a more efficient and effective way that will actually become a cost-effective way, a little bit of an upfront cost, but a better long-term savings. So again, just keep those things in mind, and no, manual disinfecting does work. It is about time and efficiency. Okay. So this is what being a certified facility looks like. So if you are a certified Go Fauget facility, there's 12 essentially principles that you follow and believe in. So your staff are trained on fundamental cleaning principles. Your facility uses a disinfectant that's on the COVID list, meaning that it has been approved as a disinfectant that should kill COVID, and the products that have a limited environmental impact. That's super important to us at Go Fauget. Your facility meets and exceeds the government required cleaning expectations, which is what we would teach you and work with you for. Your facility ensures proper dwell time. We just spent a bunch of time talking about that. Your facility is committed to thorough disinfecting, so doing that deep disinfect of all surfaces based on your business needs, which you typically, for how we look at that and how we recommend that, is based on number of people coming into the space, how controlled of an entry that space is, and also like obviously how many people are coming in on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. On top of that, your facility ensures that WHMIS guidelines are adhered to and proper PPE is always worn. Your facility has a proactive plan in place for disease control and prevention that will help. And so that means you can be doing preventative cleaning and disinfecting on a regular basis. But what is the plan, and how do we set up the proactive plan so that should your space come into contact with COVID, it can be dealt with quickly, making sure you don't close for any longer than you have to, and that you can get back in your space, because the longer you're closed, the less clients you can serve. So we want to help you with that. Anybody who's certified has obviously gone through the training program. The facility has clear protocols in place that the staff actually execute on. Training's only as good as execution. We all know that. Your facility has committed spot checks, so we might swing by and make sure that everything's being executed the way it's supposed to. Your facility is committed to annual recertification, so there will be the opportunity to continue. As our knowledge grows next year, we'll have a new training program. We'll continue to do new certification, remarket, and go that route. And your staff in your facility complete certification and continue to be onboarded. So you bring new people on, you will have access to all of our training so that you can then train them and continue to give that education. They don't need to come back to us. You'll have the tools to do that yourself. So when we think about how can Go Fauget help you and your facility, because that's the ultimate goal, I want to help you guys stay open. So there's a few different ways that we can support. We can be that service team for you if that's what you're looking for, where we can come in and help with preventative or reactive service. Easy enough. We can supply you with equipment, so meaning a fogger or a sprayer and Health Canada approved disinfectants. We can do your training and certification. And if you have something really specific or really unique, we can also act as a consultant in regards to that, so that we can set up specific protocols and needs for your facility. We can do that as well. Ultimately, all things disinfectant, we can help you with. This is just an example of one of our certification packages. It's called our Enterprise Package, which includes a fogger, a mask, it includes the training, it includes the certification, and it includes an initial supply of disinfectant. And so that's something that we are offering at a discount to all CanFit Pro members. And if that's something that you're interested in, we're going to be setting you guys up with your own individual code. However, that code applies to any of the services that we offer. So your CanFit Pro reward discount is going to be for 10% off any option that you choose. So that would be whether it's buying physical equipment, whether it's buying disinfectant, whether it is buying actual just using service, or if you need consulting, you would get the discounted rate for that. And you're going to be given your own individual code to execute on that in the newsletter, so that you have access to that, and it'll be available on the rewards website as well. So all of that being said, if you need anything at all, I am here to support. Like I said, I feel like I'm still family. So I really do want to help. And you can reach me at mmaloney@gofoggit.com for absolutely anything that you need. I would love to help. I would love to support. And I would love to help and make sure you have the information that you need to be successful with either getting open if you're not quite there yet or staying open. And yeah, so if there's anything else that you guys are looking for, please reach out, please connect with me. That's what I'm here for. I'm hoping that you gained some information today on just some of those key things to look for. And if there's anything else you need at all, our website is gofoggit.com and my email is mmaloney@gofoggit.com. We do service all over Canada and North America, so we are here to help. And if you need anything, definitely reach out. Thanks, everybody. Have a good rest of your day.